Good evening, everyone.
Hi, sir. Very good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I'm doing great. How are you?
Hmm, doing great, apparently. Last couple of weeks of winter. So, yeah, dealing with that.
How's your throat now? Better from yesterday?
Let's hope so. अभी क्लास में पता चलेगा आपको. Is it better than yesterday or not? Chalo, did you guys do the one piece of homework that I had asked you to do? क्या था होमवर्क बताइए.
Sir, we had, sir, the, the
It was one
task,
very simple piece of homework that I had given you, that I wanted you to put together points, not the full answer, because in the first question, our focus is not on the format or the presentation. Our focus is on getting together different points for, or basically getting an idea on what all points are supposed to be included. Okay. So when we are looking at this particular topic, we had done task one, or on a task one, we had checked it from all angles. Okay. Now we have to, the second task was on strategic risk and operational risk, right? Let me show it to you. Task 2 was about difference between strategic risk and operational risk and why secrecy option creates a strategic risk. Now, the professional skill it focuses on is analysis. And last thing, of course, is benefits from secrecy. वो बाद में देखते हैं. Who can answer who can tell me the points that were put together for strategic risk and operational risk? Zara, can you tell us the answer to this? Ritesh, can you try?
Yes, sir. Sir, basically, strategic risks are the risks like which company like arise because of the strategic decisions taken by the company, top management decisions. Whereas operational risk arises due to day-to-day failure, like operation failures or day-to-day activities.
Okay. If you want to make it a little more on point, you can say that strategic risks basically they arise and when they do, they affect the whole organization, not just the individual processes. Okay. The stakes are high and they have to be managed at the board level as a part of strategic management. Okay. Mr. Shah, can you tell us what are operational risks?
sir, operational risk are that which comes in the day-to-day running of the business. Like there will be problems with the uh, digging or mining or extraction of the oil or day-to-day running of the business. Risk associated with day-to-day running of the business. Can
Okay.
say.
Fair enough. These are risks associated with day-to-day running of the business. They are managed at the operational level. You don't need to involve the top management for that. They affect routine activities more and not the overall business strategy. Is that fair? Chalo. Let's have a quick look at what all points are we supposed to include. ये आप ही ने बताया था. You only told these points and these are fair points that should be included in your answer. ठीक है. एक बार देखिए. Strategic risk and operational risk. Basic explanation. See, I have put together the pointers. You have to build these into full-fledged sentences. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
See, now this part is slightly technical in the sense कि पूरा आपने मन से नहीं लिखा. But also pay attention to the fact that when you framed this part of the answer, आपका thought process क्या था? See, strategic means top level, operational means day to day and routine. You know this already, है ना? You just try to develop that into a full-fledged answer. ठीक है? The word strategic and operational, you have been doing that from knowledge level. Strategic means top level, operational means on a day to day basis. Strategic में top management involved है, ऑपरेशनल में लोअर लेवल स्टाफ इन्वॉल्व है, दैट पार्ट. ठीक है. एंड नाउ टेल मी, you had identified exhibit 2 and 3 for why secrecy option creates a strategic risk. Look at this and tell me, why do you think the secrecy option, what is secrecy option? Not telling the entire world that you have this particular technology which is going to help you in quite a few different areas. It will put you ahead of competition, lower the cost, long term employment. काफी कुछ है. ठीक है. Why is that creating a strategic risk? You have to answer that. Tell me, क्या लिखेंगे इसमें? Yes, Tahir.
So in order to pursue with the secrecy option, to go forward with that option, the company has to, HHC has to gain significant amount of funds for the sake of investment. So that creates a strategic risk. Secondly, when Ken Bowler organizes the conference call with directors, so if you scroll down, some of the directors discuss with him that this will take a skilled staff, skilled personnel who should have the necessary expertise. So this will create a diverse geographical workforce within the company, and that would create more conflicts. So retention of staff is one of the key pointers while including strategic areas. So these two can be the risk areas considering for strategic risk.
Okay. Oh, fair enough. See, one thing that would happen is that it would change the competitive structure of the entire uh, industry, right? Because what you are doing, nobody has that technology, or nobody has put across this approach of doing things. So कुछ तो company, whatever it is doing, it is going to be path breaking, है ना? Now, how is the, अच्छा, one thing that will happen is that uh, competitors don't have this technology yet. Only you have this technology. So when you bring something like this out into the open, till it's a secret, only you know it. The moment you start getting competitive advantage because of that, and the competitors get affected, don't you think they will also retaliate in some way? If you remember pre-scene material mein, this is the only time we are, in this answer referring to the pre-scene. We are a 30%, we have a 30% market share. The next person has a 25% market share. So he's also a big enough competitor, right? If you do something, don't you think there will be retaliatory action from his end? Fair enough.
Yes, sir.
Now, is it
Yes,
also
sir.
possible that, see, can you name the stakeholders who are involved in case of Swanhill company when it comes to this secrecy decision? One is, of course, the shareholders of the company. Then there are employees of the company. Who else is involved?
Swanhill community.
The community is involved. Very good.
The
मेरे दिमाग में भी नहीं आया.
creditors and
Competitors.
creditors
Competitors,
and debtors,
customers.
the government.
Correct. Now, when, see, this is something that remains a secret, okay, and later on it is brought out. Later on it is brought out into the open. Do you agree that it will, in a way, polarize opinion? See, what I mean by polarize opinion is people will have either, see, for example, shareholders might be very happy with this particular decision that the company has taken. Okay. On the other hand, there is a possibility that some, see, the competitors are not going to take to it kindly. For example, when Geo literally drove all the competition out of the market, there was, this one situation wherein सबसे पहले क्या हुआ कि some people, they filed cases with the Competition Commission of India saying that, यार, Jio has all the Airtel specifically did that. Here, they are offering goods and services for free to customers. They have the financial backing of Reliance. तो यार उनको तो लो कॉस्ट का एडवांटेज मिल रहा है. वी आर नॉट गेटिंग दैट एडवांटेज बिकॉज Airtel is not as big a company as Reliance. I mean, Reliance is a giant. So they were like, yeah, because of their strong background, which was basically created by Reliance, not by Jio specifically, but because of that, हमको problem हो रहा है. Right? We are facing a problem because we don't have the same level of we don't have that kind of resources basically. So Airtel had certain challenges and they had filed cases with the Competition Commission. Similarly, if this company tries to do something which will in a way shake the industry structure, जो बाकी के स्टेक होल्डर्स है दे विल ऑल्सो competitors will fight back कि यार they are getting some competitive advantage. They might lose the case, that is another thing, but naturally this pushback will happen in the market. Now look at this data and tell me, uh, how is the company going to finance the a project or the proposal? कुछ लिखा है उसके बारे में?
Through debt,
Through debt.
debt finance.
Debt finance. And when you raise a lot of debt finance, see, this is going to be a heavy investment, right? जब आप डेट फाइनेंस रेज करेंगे तो थिंक फ्रॉम एएफएम पर्सपेक्टिव थोड़ा सा. टू मच डेट मींस टू मच इंटरेस्ट. डेट हैज अ फिक्स्ड कमिटमेंट. इंटरेस्ट तो पे करना ही है, प्रिंसिपल तो रीपे करना ही है. डोंट यू थिंक इट माइट पुट स्ट्रेन ऑन द रिसोर्सेज ऑफ द कंपनी? उसका पूरा कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर विल चेंज, उसका रिस्क प्रोफाइल विल चेंज. सो दैट इज अ स्ट्रेटेजिक रिस्क, राइट? सी, question is, why is secrecy option a strategic risk? Think about when you are going ahead with an investment of this size, what is all the headache that the top management is going to face? Debt के वजह से capital structure change, top management is going to face. ठीक है. Then it is changing the way stakeholders are viewing the company. So there will be some retaliation from the competitors that is going to happen. It will change the whole competitive landscape. See, यहाँ पे think when I say competitive landscape, think from Porter's five forces standpoint. All there might be, you might create more barriers to entry, or there might be certain other challenges. We don't know. But the company's position with respect to all the different five forces, kahin na kahin that will change. Do you agree? Bargaining power of supplier, bargaining power of customer, threat of new entrants, इस सब में कहीं ना कहीं change होगा. Now they are not asking what that change will be. They are asking कि can you tell us why secrecy option would be a source of strategic risk? See, we are not saying debt is bad. We are not saying don't raise debt. We are saying कि it presents certain challenges for the company. That's all we are trying to say. ठीक है? Have a look. I have written pointers. ठीक है? You have to build this into full sentences.
Sir,
Hmm.
what do you mean by fundamentally alters HSC's strategic fit?
Okay. So right now, because see, abhi tak the new technology has not really, they haven't started implementing that technology. So the company's approach to tackling different situations, companies positioning in terms of all aspects, be it capital structure, be it response to competitors, be it marketing guidelines, be it customer service, be it any of these aspects. Company must be following a certain approach till this point in time. The moment this new technology comes in, it will the company will have to change the way it is dealing with every aspect, right? The way the marketing campaigns are happening, that will change. The way customer service is happening, that will change. The way it is dealing with environmental issues, that will change. So जो कंपनी का ऑलरेडी एस्टैब्लिश स्ट्रैटेजी था, उस स्ट्रैटेजी से हटके समथिंग एल्स और समथिंग डिफरेंट विल हैपन. डू यू अग्री? So,
Yes, sir.
company's approach that was working till now is not going to be applicable in the future in the same manner. There will have to be a fundamental change. That is the strategic fit we are talking about.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Now, when you mention these points, these subheadings could be different. Huh? It's not necessary कि you have to mention these words, competitive environment change. No, as long as you are specific. See, आपको क्या explain करना है? What is the examiner expecting out of you? That company's positioning within the industry in terms of Porter's five forces, competitive forces of basically bargaining power of supplier, customer, is सबके from this perspective, the positioning of the company, the approach of the company, the response of the company is changing. This part should come across in your answer. If you are doing that, you will get marks. ये heading ऐसे का ऐसा होना चाहिए. Again, I am repeating. This is not SBR की यार वो 4 pointers ही होने चाहिए. As long as the idea is getting communicated, you will get the relevant marks for this. ठीक है? एक बार देखो and try to understand what they are saying here. ठीक है? चलो.
सर
हाँ.
सर ये प्लीज आप कॉम्पिटिटर वाला पॉइंट बताएंगे सर.
कौन सा वाला?
कॉम्पिटिटर रिटेल सर.
So, see, what I told you some time ago was, see, when you are a 30%, when you have 30% of the market share, the next big competitor has a 25% of the market share. So he is also an equally big player in the market, right? You are not the only big player in the market. He is also an equally big player. So when you bring in new technology or maybe you lower prices or whatever you do, he is not going to sit quietly, right? He will also come up with some way to tackle the competition or tackle the scenario that you have created. You don't know what his response or what his reaction is going to be. Maybe he will lower prices, that will lead to a price war. Maybe there will be a legal action, and that could be a challenge. Or when I say strategic retaliation, what when I say strategic retaliation, what I also mean is that somewhere uh, the way he might position his products in a different way, he might market his products as more eco-friendly, for example. So that will be a response to how you have positioned your products using your newly acquired technology. So दूसरा जो कंपेटिटर है वो शांत नहीं बैठेगा ना, वो भी तो रिएक्ट करेगा। एंड वो कोई छोटा कंपेटिटर नहीं है। इफ यू आर एट 30% मार्केट शेयर, ही इज एट 25% मार्केट शेयर। डू यू अग्री?
Yes, sir. हाँ.
सो दैट वे। ठीक है। अब prepare a handout for board members explaining the different types of benefits expected from the secrecy option and why some of these benefits have not been included in the net present value calculation. Now, this is your net present value calculation, right? Key benefits to be achieved from the secrecy option. Basically, you are looking at these. Can you now try to tell me what are the different benefits that you will receive from the secrecy option? Summarize it in your own words. At least each person should try to tell me at least one. Let's start with you, Pari.
Sir, the innovation may be hard for the rivals to take up.
Okay. Innovation might be, that's a benefit. Okay. Uh, Fair enough. Then Tahir, as in Tahir B, and then फिर Tahir Soni को पूछेंगे. Tahir, tell us something. चलो ताहिर सोनी आप ही बता दो।
So the second point says that as secrecy option is one of the greatest innovations or inventions of HSC companies, so it will need the most able staff for it, which possesses the required skills and expertise. So they will be able to recruit the best of the staff and retain them.
Okay, so that's a benefit.
But sir, in this, you can say that this would be a cost as well. Like your staff is increasing, then the cost will also increase, na?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So is it a benefit or is it?
In a certain sense, see, because there is cost associated with something does not negate the part that company is benefiting from that, right? यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है? Easier to attract staff and staff recruitment. Companies at times don't have a problem paying if they have the right people to work for them, है ना? And what attracts people to a company is the culture of the is the culture of the company. It is how employees are treated. It is about what kind of salary hikes do they get in the company. All of these things play an important role in attracting the right talent. And because this new approach to work, or this new technology basically has come in, they are saying it is easier to attract staff.
Yes, sir. But right now, the financial position of the company will also be because the investments are huge and like they are already taking the debt strategy, so cost will increase. Then there is a financial risk, na?
Why are you assuming that there will be a financial burden? ये तो आप अज्यूम कर रहे हो ना। ऐसा लिखा है कहीं पे that the company is facing any kind of financial
Okay.
struggles along the way? नहीं ना। So
In
the
fact,
fact that you
No,
can
but the
attract staff,
investments are huge.
investment is huge, that is okay. But आपको क्वेश्चन में क्या पूछा है? What are the benefits? And the fact that you can attract staff easily is a benefit. अब इसमें स्टाफ आएगा तो नेचुरली उनको सैलरी तो पे करना ही पड़ेगा ना। So that's like that's non-negotiable. So that's not a problem. But a big challenge that companies face is they find it difficult to first of all attract top talent and then work with that talent. Here at least getting that top talent and staff recruitment will become easier. So that is a benefit we can talk about ना। वो problem है ऐसा तो कहीं पे लिखा नहीं है कि कंपनी डजंट हैव इनफ मनी। ऐसा बोलना है तो वी कैन क्रिएट ऑल मेनी मेनी इमेजिनरी सिनेरियोज इन आवर हेड कि व्हाट, कंपनी डजंट हैव इनफ मनी, तो अभी कंपनी विल गो फॉर बैंक्रप्सी, इट विल नॉट बी। वो क्या, दैट इज बेसिकली यू और एनीवन बेसिकली क्रिएटिंग स्टोरीज आउट ऑफ थिन एयर कि नहीं ये ऐसा है तो दिस इज द ओनली आउटकम दैट विल हैपन, बट दैट्स नॉट हाउ वी शुड बी थिंकिंग अबाउट इट ना। When we are thinking about it, the approach should be here in the current set of circumstances, what is the benefit that we are deriving? And that very clearly is given to us here. We will find it easier to attract talent, and that's all.
ओके सर।
ठीक है। आगे, look at the third point, Ritesh. Anything that you want to add from there?
Yes, sir. We can say that it would lead to reduction of environmental emissions or
Okay.
waste reduction in wastages.
Okay. So environmental emissions should be reduced. So from an ESG perspective, from compliance perspective with environmental norms, I think you would be in a better off position. ठीक है. Then Mansi,
I would like to add something.
yeah, tell me.
They will attract logical customers who value ecological aspects.
Okay, fair enough. You will be able to attract more customers who prefer companies which are more environmentally sensitive. That's a very good point. ठीक है. Okay. Suraj, anything that you want to add to this?
I want to add.
Yeah, Tahir, tell me.
Yes, sir. So tax benefit from environment emission means like government will give tax benefit to the company.
ये कहाँ लिखा है, मुझे स्पेसिफिक पॉइंट बताइए।
Okay. Hmm.
See, you told that point. It's okay. I'm not saying it's wrong.
Correct, correct, sir.
Because in real life, that kind of benefit will come your way. Correct. But
Yes, right.
do we have it here? Is it anywhere written explicitly in the question?
Okay. Hmm. Got it, sir.
है ना? तो वो
Yes,
पॉइंट
yes.
आपको कंसिडर करना चाहिए, है ना?
नहीं. हाँ. Yes, समझ गया.
ओके, यस शुभ बोलिए।
We also link it like as we are going with the project, we will be getting like we will be doing going on with debt financing. So that interest will also be a tax deductible expense. So it will help to lower. मतलब, can we go into that way?
ये किसने कहाँ से ढूंढा मिस्टर शाह पॉइंट? आप एएफएम पढ़ रहे हो ना साथ साथ में, राइट?
Sir.
हाँ। आर वी राइटिंग एएफएम हियर?
No, sir.
No, then don't do it. I know
Okay.
where the desire is coming from. Focus on this.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on the data in front of you. 99% of success in SBL will come by looking at the data in front of you, nothing else.
Yes, sir.
Okay, who wants to add? भाई बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स है यार, इट्स लाइक लिटरली गिवन इन फ्रंट
सर,
ऑफ यू निधि। यस।
or sir, like according to this pointers, I wanted to add it. The quality of the product is going to be very good. Like as they are told, product returns are going to be reduced.
ओके, कैन यू रिपीट,
And
कैन
again,
यू इलैबोरेट थोड़ा सा ऑन दैट पॉइंट?
matlab in the sense कि that product is see if the product is our product is faulty, उसमें अगर defaults है तो but obvious है कि customer की complaints आएंगी, वो products हमें return मतलब क्या बोलता है कि like they will return us our products, but here they have told product return should be reduced by around 5%. So I think if our product quality is good and it is going to be created without default, so because of that reason, like product returns are going to be reduced by 5%.
Okay. So product returns getting reduced. See, here you can thoda sa expand by saying कि product returns are reducing. That means somewhere the quality of product, as you correctly mentioned, is getting better. If the quality of products is getting better, then negative publicity and the cost of handling returns will also be lower, right?
Yes, sure. Yeah,
Cost
yeah,
of handling the returns will be lower, so there will be cost saving also. Plus, company's
yeah,
reputation will also improve because of this.
yeah.
Correct?
And if so, this will also help in increasing our profit margins.
हाँ मतलब cost reduction means profit will improve definitely. But see, might not, I wouldn't say profit margin necessarily, because see, cost of handling product returns and handling deliveries is not a direct cost of production. तो direct gross profit change नहीं होगा, but other things will definitely change. But fair point, you can write it. इतना कोई ये नहीं जाएगा उसमें. Next point, सार्थ सांगा काहीतरी. Yes, Ritesh.
So we can say that it would lead to increase in sales. So ultimately, our market share would also increase.
Okay. Okay. See, wastage and errors in production will fall by 8%. अब अच्छा, एक बार हम benefits देख लेंगे, then I want you to think in a different way. See, this question is all about developing your thought process. It's not about टाइपिंग दैट आंसर. आंसर टाइपिंग पे मेरा फोकस नहीं है, मेरा फोकस है थॉट प्रोसेस में. वेस्टेज एंड एरर्स इन प्रोडक्शन विल फॉल बाय 8%. अब सी, द पॉइंट इज कि कितना डीप वी कैन गो और कितना एक्स्ट्रा वी कैन ऐड इन अ पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट. वेस्टेज एंड एरर्स इन प्रोडक्शन विल फॉल बाय 8%. इसका इम्पैक्ट क्या होगा? डायरेक्ट इम्पैक्ट कि अगेन, if errors in production fall, again that we can connect that with product returns. If wastage reduces, that means there is more efficiency, so cost of production will go down somewhere. Correct? Then with same output you can, sorry, with same input you can get more output if errors are reducing. And ultimately, see, product returns going down will directly have an impact on company reputation. Wastage and errors in production going down directly company reputation को impact नहीं करेगा. ठीक है. अब ये पॉइंट का व्हाट कैन यू डू? एक्स्ट्रा सेल्स अचीव्ड विल बी 12 million in the first year and should increase each year as more rivals leave the market. इसका क्या होगा? Is it a quantifiable benefit or is it somewhat of an intangible notional benefit? What do you think?
It might lead to a reduction in competition in market. So
So
like, can
sales
you?
are increasing naturally. आपका कैश फ्लोज विल गेट बेटर एंड उसका डायरेक्ट इम्पैक्ट एनपीवी पे आएगा. वेरी क्लियर क्वांटिफाइबल बेनिफिट है. ठीक है. नाउ वरदान, ये वाला पॉइंट देख. एसएचसी ब्रांड विल बिकम मोर वाइड स्प्रेड, allowing easier product development in the future and reducing the risk of future product launch failures. What benefit can you get from this particular line? यस. वरदान क्या हो रहा है, सो गया क्या? ताहिर आप बताइए।
Yes, sir.
With respect to this particular point, what benefit can you tell me? Yes, Sarth, go
Sir, in
ahead.
the
हाँ बोलो ताहिर बोलो।
So in the exhibit, as it is said that the secrecy option will improve the efficiency and it will also help the company to produce it at a lower cost. So ultimately, if HSC will acquire the entire market share, so
Hmm.
the popularity will spread and it will be a market leader kind of monopolist. So it will increase the popularity of the HSC cash for brand.
Okay. Okay. Sarth, go ahead.
I think the company will achieve economics of scale because of an increase in cash flow and overall the widespread of the business itself, and because of that, I guess the easier product development could be an benefit that the company will achieve.
Okay. Okay. Then other products will gain sales of around 1 million per annum due to many customers buying these as a package alongside the new product being launched. ठीक है. Other products will gain sales of 1 million per annum due to many customers. Okay. The point that we are trying to push here is see, uh, the product which is affected by that technology, उसके साथ साथ customers will buy other products as a package deal, and because of that, because of the sale of this existing product, see क्या नाम है टेक्नोलॉजी का, sync method, whatever that method is called, and what cas 4 product जो है which is directly getting affected, customers might buy other products along with cas 4, and along with cas 4 sale of other products will increase, so that is a very clear tangible benefit that I can see, right? Then local house prices are likely to rise which will benefit existing, sorry ये एक बाकी है, market share will increase each year until year 4 when market share will be close to 100%. Then, so that means you have effectively driven out all competition out of the market, है ना?
Yes, sir.
Then, what else? Up, staff will be motivated through working for a larger company, offering more responsibility and reputation. Economies of scale should result in bulk purchasing discounts worth 2 million per annum in the first year and growing with production level in subsequent years. ये last वाला जो है, this is financial, this is very, very tangible. This will enter your NPV calculation. Staff will be motivated through working for a larger community. See, this might not directly impact your NPV calculation. इससे एम्प्लॉयज को पर्सनल लेवल पे बेनिफिट होगा बाय दिस पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट. सो देर आर सम पॉइंट्स विच डायरेक्टली अफेक्ट द एनपीवी कैलकुलेशन एंड सम विच डोंट. नाउ आई वांट यू टू टेक अ मिनट एंड टेल मी which points affect NPV calculation and which don't. Yes, Tahir?
Sir, so the last point wants to say that discounts will increase subsequent with subsequent years.
Okay.
Sir, I am asking, is
नहीं
it
नहीं,
what is?
I couldn't hear for the entire question. Can you repeat?
So I'm asking that the last point wants to say is that so that the discounts will increase with subsequent years.
So first year में you are getting you are saving 2 million per annum bulk purchasing discount and growing with production level. So yeah, very clearly the amount of bulk purchasing discounts, जैसे जैसे आपका purchase quantity increase होगा, naturally the bulk purchasing discount का value will also go up, ना?
Okay, sir. I thought it is discount given to the customers, but it is the discount which is the company is getting.
Discount which we are getting.
Yes, yes. So okay, sir.
ठीक है. Yes, tell me, Ameg.
So for the SHC brand will become more widespread. For that point, can we add that because of that, the advertisement cost can be reduced?
नो नो नो, थोड़ा सा वो फार फेचड हो जाता है, पता है।
Okay, sir.
या अवॉइड पुटिंग पॉइंट्स विच आर अ लिटिल फार फेचड, मतलब उसी के इसमें रहना चाहिए। वी शुडंट मेक टू मेनी अजम्पशंस एंड पुट समथिंग देयर। ठीक है।
Okay, sir. ठीक है.
अच्छा, वी स्पोक अबाउट ऑल द बेनिफिट्स। What is the requirement handout explaining different types of benefits expected from secrecy option and why some of these benefits have not been included in the NPV calculation? Now, can you tell me what are the, if I were to ask you here, classify these benefits into different types, what categories could you think of? Tell me. एक तो very clearly है financial benefit, right? Then
Goodwill, reputational benefits.
reputational benefits, so I could call them observable and yet intangible benefit बोल सकता हूं मैं उनको। They are observable, but you
Product
can't.
quality benefit.
Which benefit?
Product quality.
Okay, so I want you to divide it into some groups or categories. ये think of what groups or categories can you divide in, जैसे financial and non-financial, measurable and non-measurable, something like this. So I want you to think on those lines.
Compensation benefit.
Which benefit?
Environmental benefits can be right.
बट वो किस कैटेगरी में आएगा? टैन मतलब सी एनवायरमेंटल बेनिफिट्स इज द कैटेगरी, बट सी वन पार्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चन सेज कि व्हाई सम बेनिफिट्स हैव नॉट बीन इंक्लूडेड इन द नेट प्रेजेंट वैल्यू कैलकुलेशन। दिस शुड टेल यू कि यार which benefits are included in the net present value calculation. Only the financial figures are included in the NPV calculation, correct? So that means one category of benefits is financial. On those lines, can you think of other categories which you can make? Because पूछा क्या है, different types of benefits पूछा है ना। Again, I'm not saying that there is a fixed answer कि एक category तो financial benefits है for sure. What other categories can you think of? आपका आंसर जो है ना, that should be framed in terms of the requirement. यहाँ पे different types पे focus है, तो think of different categories. Yes, Sad.
Qualitative benefits.
Qualitative, yes, that could be a category. Yes, Tahir.
Sir, benefits related to human resource, staff retention and reduction and attrition rates.
ठीक है, उसको किस कैटेगरी में डालेगा वो
Again,
बता।
qualitative.
क्वालिटेटिव, ओके, फेयर इनफ। हाँ, सॉरी, आई कीप दिस ओपन सो दैट इट्स इजियर फॉर यू टू क्लासिफाई। एक एक हो सकता है टैंजिबल इंटैंजिबल, एक हो सकता है फिनेंशियल नॉन फिनेंशियल। सो I mean, you could think of other categories also. Someone mentioned environmental benefits, but environmental में is it possible for you to quantify some of those benefits? Think about that. जैसे environmental emissions from production should be reduced by around 10%. Is it quantifiable or is it non-quantifiable? ये quantifiable है, but is it financial or non-financial? तो ये non-financial है, ये financial benefit नहीं है। Do you agree?
Yes.
No, sir, it is a financial benefit because if carbon emissions are less, company have to pay less penalty.
ऐसा कहीं लिखा है डेटा में? आपका बात गलत नहीं है, बट ऐसा डेटा में कहीं लिखा है कि इतना एमिशन कम होने से इतना, इस एमिशन लेवल पे देयर इज अ पेनल्टी, इस एमिशन लेवल के नीचे देयर इज नो पेनल्टी, ऐसा कहीं पे मेंशन्ड है?
No, sir.
नहीं। तो while what you say is right and logical and everything, the point is directly it cannot be included in your answer because anything to that effect is not written in the question. ठीक है। Okay. So one category could be financial, the other category could be observable, quantifiable. So your answer now has to be framed accordingly. And then, of course, answer may at one point they have also asked you, Kia, tell us why some benefits are not included in NPV. How will you answer that? Why are some benefits not included in NPV?
Sir, because NPV only takes into account the benefits which, or only takes into account the cash flows, which gives us the present value of the future cash flows. So rest all the benefits are not included.
Okay, so what you are saying is that NPV basically takes into account only the financial benefits which are quantifiable. So only those items will be included, the other items have to be excluded. ठीक है, fair enough. अब इसको देख के the first thing that you should be able to identify is कि which benefits will go to आपका calculation and which will not be included. ठीक है, and then on the basis of that you can frame your answer. Let me show you. Uh, See, what I have done is I have split the benefits as observable, measurable, quantifiable, and financial. ठीक है? Let me make you read the benefits. आपने जो बताया उसी में से the answer is there. So, observable benefits, ability to attract high quality staff, observable benefits, but intangible. Or you could also call them long term benefits. ठीक है, देखो. Second category, measurable. Yes, Tahir.
Sir, I had one question regarding the answer. That while reading the requirement, how were you able to uh, get the concept that we have to categorize these benefits in this way? Because when I initially read the requirement, I was not able to grasp the essence of the requirement.
I'll split the answer to your question in two parts. Part one, how did I know I have to split? Because the question mentioned explaining different types of benefits. So not only are you supposed to write about the benefits, different types matlab you will have to split them into some categories and headings and subheadings, right? So that is the first thing. This word different types gives me a clue to that. To answer the second part of your question, ki how do I know which categories could be made? Now, one category for sure is financial. Okay. And they have said that why some of these benefits have not been included. Now, what are those benefits? First, financial benefits. Financial benefits are the benefits which are quantifiable. They are quantifiable. They are included. That means the other categories that I think about, one category is financial for sure, because financial benefits go into NPV calculation and that is a critical part of the working that they have done in Exhibit 3. तो जो दूसरा कैटेगरी है वो फाइनेंशियल छोड़ के होना चाहिए, करेक्ट? अब
Yes, sir.
फाइनेंशियल छोड़ के क्या हो सकता है? फाइनेंशियल छोड़ के वन वे यू कुड कैटेगराइज दैट इज नॉन फाइनेंशियल. आई हैव रिटन मेजरेबल क्वांटिफाइबल, यू कुड कॉल इट नॉन फाइनेंशियल ऑल्सो. ठीक है. यू कुड स्प्लिट सम, यू कुड मेक अनदर ग्रुपिंग एज tangible and intangible. But to do that, ideally, you should look at the benefits and you should try to, before you go into these categories, वो benefits को आप देखो and try to make, you know, which can go where. Okay, guys, while you एक बार read this and try to put it into different categories, make your own categories. One is financial, the other one make it as non-financial, make it tangible versus intangible, make the categories that way, and try to split them. One benefit could go into more than one category also. It could be financial and tangible. It could be both. ठीक है. So make those categories. I'll just get some warm water. ठीक है, आप पढ़ो तब तक. चलो, टेल मी, what all categories could you make और think of? रितेश, एक है फाइनेंशियल, दूसरा बताइए।
like tangible and intangible.
Fair enough. That could be one way. Then, now, how do you think of categories? In this case, are there certain benefits which are pretty much there, which can be observed, but which are not measurable? ऐसा कैटेगरी है कहीं पे कि यार ये बेनिफिट है, but you cannot measure that in any way whatsoever. So measurable and non-measurable could also be a way of classification, right? Make
Yes.
So
sense?
I think environmental emissions, like that could be some like non-measurable.
See, this is measurable, not will be reduced by around 10%. तो 10% अगर नंबर है तो that
Oh,
makes it
हाँ.
measurable, right?
So
Sorry,
local
yeah, yeah,
house
हाँ.
price,
Yes, local house price, that is a benefit which is not measurable.
non-natural. Yes.
Then what else? What else can you include?
Staff will be more motivated through working.
Staff, yes, that motivation part is not measurable. Fair enough. Then,
The brand will become
Reputation.
widespread.
mm-hmm. Brand becoming more prominent. Fair enough. That is also a point. So now you are getting the gist of how that classification could happen. ठीक है? Now look at the answer. Look at the measurable part. So your answer, the way you are framing it, depends upon the data in front of you. ठीक है? उस कैटेगरीज करना है, ये पता चला बाय द वर्ड डिफरेंट टाइप्स. One category is financial very clearly. अब आपको ये सोचना है कि what are the other categories that you can think of. ठीक है?
Sir, initially I thought about non-financial data on non-financial benefits only because I know NPV is a technique which takes financial data into account only. But I thought that I felt that we have to cite benefits apart from those pointers which have been presented in the exhibit. So I may have wrongly interpreted the requirement.
You specifically have to cite benefits from the exhibit, just classify them into different categories. That's the whole point.
Yeah, sir. So I thought that we have to bring some other benefits
नहीं
which can be possible, or we have to go somewhere apart from the
नहीं
exhibits.
नहीं नहीं. Only stick to the exhibits, nothing else. See, this is not a paper which relies on memory. This is not a paper which relies on recalling concepts and principles. This is a paper which relies on your ability to read the data and answer the questions based solely on that data. तो अभी थोड़ा थोड़ा आपका थॉट प्रोसेस सबको आ रहा है. इज एवरीबडी गेटिंग द एसेंस ऑफ हाउ एग्जैक्टली आर यू सपोज टू फ्रेम योर आंसर्स? और रादर, let's not talk about the how, let's talk about what has to be included in your answers. ठीक है? फिनेंशियल भी देख लो. ठीक है? See, NPV calculation is basically present value of future cash flows. So, for figures to enter the NPV working, only the financial figures financial and measurable figures can enter the NPV working very clearly. ठीक है, अब टास्क 2 देखिए। मानसी, कैन यू रीड रिक्वायरमेंट ए फ्रॉम हियर अप टू हियर? ठीक है।
Yes, sir. In this section of the task, you work for the Ken Bowler in the finance function of the SHC and help to prepare the financial evaluation of his returns from the two options available to the company. When these were presented to the Nelson Coburn, he didn't really understand them as he does not have the financial background. He was particularly concern that the secrecy option seems to take longer to make a money, is more expensive, yet is being proposed as the preferred option. In preparing for the presentation to the Swanhill Company Board, prepare the two presentation slides with accompanying notes explaining why, from the financial perspective, secrecy option was chosen and the reason for the differences, the expected returns from each option.
Okay. So what is the format? You have to make two presentation slides with accompanying notes explaining why, from a financial perspective, the secrecy option was chosen and the reason for differences in the expected returns from each option. ठीक है, अब कितना स्लाइड बनाना है? 2 स्लाइड बनाना है। अब इसके लिए दे हैव आस्क्ड यू from a financial perspective, look at exhibit 3. Option 1 secrecy option, option 2 licensing option. Now tell me something, एक बार ना ये लाइसेंसिंग ऑप्शन वाला पढ़ो तो। यहाँ पे एनपीवी इज 219.1, यहाँ पे एनपीवी इज 24.3। ठीक है, दिस इज ऑफ कोर्स T0 से लेके इंफिनिटी तक है, दिस इज T0 से लेके T20 तक है। ठीक है, एक बार रीड बोथ। You have to say why this is better than that and you have to make two slides for this. ठीक है, तो and slides and accompanying notes, two things have to be prepared.
So scroll down.
Sure. नाउ अंडरस्टैंड कि स्लाइड स्ट्रक्चर में क्या आता है। ठीक है, नाउ स्लाइड इज द मेन थिंग दैट यू आर गोइंग टू प्रेजेंट and accompanying notes are for you to read when you are making that presentation. ठीक है, prepare two slides with accompanying notes explaining why, from a financial perspective, secrecy option was chosen, why secrecy option is chosen, and then the reasons for differences in the expected returns from each option. Acha, if you are choosing secrecy option, what is the NPV? 219.1 million. If you go with licensing option, NPV is 24.3 million. Correct? So the reason for choosing the NPV option is, sorry, the secrecy option is that it gives you a higher NPV. ठीक है. अब let's see कि how exactly are you supposed to prepare the slides. ठीक है. And then what exactly goes in the working notes. Let me just insert a text box here to show you how that works. ठीक है. This is a slide 1. आंसर में देखो, हाँ सॉरी क्वेश्चन में देखो. Explain why secrecy option was chosen and reasons for differences in expected returns. So very clearly, two slides में क्या क्या डालना है वो भी लिखा है. First thing that you have to write is why the secrecy option was chosen. Second thing that you have to write is why or what are the reasons for differences from each option. ठीक है. Slide 1, reasons for choosing secrecy option. ठीक है. एग्जाम में यू विल हैव ऑल दीज टूल्स टू मेक इट बोल्ड एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट, है ना. तो वो टूल्स को आपको यूज करना है. हाउ वुड अ स्लाइड लुक? ट्राई टू डू इट दैट वे. Very clearly, my first big reason for choosing the secrecy option is the higher net present value. Is there any other reason, that financial reason? Okay, from a financial perspective, you have to answer. That will make you choose the secrecy option and not the licensing option.
Sir, from the uh, T4, we are getting net cash flows of 68 till like stable cash flows of 68 million, I think so, for the N20.
Okay, so अच्छा, let's try to frame our answer. Let me show you how this part can be framed. ठीक है. अब यहाँ पे point 1 में भी that you could write is higher NPV under secrecy option as opposed to licensing option. And then you could write very simply यहाँ पे NPV under secrecy option कितना आएगा? 219.1 million. 219.10 million. And NPV under licensing option ये कितना है? 24.3 million. See, slide में you cannot or you're not expected to write full sentences. Slide में सिर्फ snapshot आना चाहिए. What is the reason? The reason is higher NPV under secrecy option as opposed to licensing option. ये आपका मेन पॉइंट है. आपने दोनों एनपीवी लिख दिया. अब डिटेलिंग आप बाद में लिखना इन द अकम्पनिंग नोट्स. डिटेल्स एज टू व्हाई दिस इज हायर, व्हाई दैट इज लोअर, व्हाई वुड यू प्रेफर, ऑल ऑफ दैट शुड नॉट कम इन द स्लाइड. स्लाइड शुड ओनली गिव यू दिस इज द रीजन व्हाई वी आर चूजिंग, इन शॉर्ट, नथिंग इन डिटेल. ठीक है, आगे देखिए. Can you think of any other reason? Can you identify any other reason here?
The discount factor between the both of them is different. Like for licensing, it's 14%, and for secrecy option, it's
It has to
12%.
be
So that is
financial, huh? Your answer has to be financial. Reasons for choosing the secrecy option. Financial reason. एक है NPV. What other financial reason do you have? Yes, Amit, tell me.
So we can we say that in secrecy option the net cash flow is increasing and in other one it's constant like from year 2 to 20.
While that might be a fair way, but impact of cash flow is already included. मतलब cash flow का impact is already a part of NPV ना. And you have already commented on NPV. So no reason to comment on it twice. And it's not also required कि यार you should have those many points, हाँ. मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि in that particular aspect you should in that particular slide you should include 5 points.
Okay, sir, understood.
If there is 1 point, then so be it. If there are more points, then so be it. But the number of points is not important. See, you mentioned that, and then in the accompanying notes, what are you supposed to do? You should say that basically what does NPV stand for? And NPV basically shows कि आपका shareholder wealth is going to increase by this particular number, this particular proportion. If NPV is 219.1 million, that means your NPV will grow by 219 million. Sorry, your shareholder wealth will increase by 219 million. So, if the expectation of the shareholders is, if the company's objective is to maximize shareholder wealth, then investing in the secrecy option makes sense. अब how will it appear or how should it appear in your paper? Let me show that to you. ये दिखना कैसे चाहिए on screen? This is how it should appear. Slide 1, reasons for choosing secrecy option, higher NPV as opposed to licensing, and then the accompanying notes. Accompanying notes are basically telling you कि ये calculation क्या है. See, because you are standing in a meeting, you are talking to the management. So you are telling them कि licensing option, sorry, has a lower NPV. Secrecy option has a higher NPV. इसका इतना, उसका उतना. You are mentioning that fact. You are mentioning the numbers and the details in the accompanying notes. So उन you are standing in front of them and you have like a chit of paper in your hand and आप उसमें से पढ़ के उनको चीजें explain कर रहे हो. So these are accompanying notes that will help you to tell them कि यार ये slide में क्या लिखा है. So accompanying notes are in detail. The first part is in less detail. ठीक है? Are you with me? स्लाइड में ओवर पॉपुलेट मत करना स्लाइड को. नेवर ओवर पॉपुलेट द स्लाइड, अदरवाइज इट विल लीड टू, फिर आपको मार्क्स नहीं मिलेंगे उसके. यस शुभ.
So we
हम्म.
had to create two slides, out of which one was dedicated to NPV,
हम्म.
and the same we added a company note for that. But in the second slide, because in the financial information we only have the NPV information there, and not rest that the sales will be increased by this amount, and in
हम्म.
this uh, uh, and in malab, there is not a proper comparison in the data in
हम्म.
the terms of financial. So how should we present the second slide, because there is a compulsion to present two slides, right?
हाँ, तो अभी मैं आया कहाँ हूँ? आने तो पहले.
Okay. No. Okay.
So slide 1 was reasons for choosing the secrecy option. Slide 2 देखो. What is slide 2? Slide 2 says, or rather, reasons for differences in expected returns for each option. Reasons for differences between expected returns. ये हो गया आपका स्लाइड का टाइटल. ठीक है. यस अमित, टेल मी.
So I want to know how will be the mark split, like for one slide it would be like 5 marks. Oh,
No, not that way. If total is 10, it could, because this slide has lesser content and this slide has more content. What you might have a 4:6 split in which if slide 1 and accompanying notes are for 4 marks, this could be for 6 marks. 1.5 marks for presenting the slide, 2.5 marks for presenting the accompanying notes. So on those lines.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है. अब reasons for differences in expected returns from each option. Now, why are NPVs different under the two options? Look at the NPV statements.
Sir, timeline of the cash flows associated with the
Timeline of the cash flows. These cash flows are running from T4 to infinity. These cash flows are running only up to T20, right? Here from, I think Shubh had mentioned this, something about 68. Can you repeat that point?
Yes, sir. So the 68 cash flow, it starts from T4 and goes till perpetuity, like till infinity. So the same amount of cash flows we will be receiving till the end of, or till the infinity. Stable cash flows we are receiving in the option 1.
Hmm.
And the option 2, there is only, it is comparatively quite less. We are only receiving 5 million per year cash flows from T2 to T20. So it can also be framed like the first option can give us the cash flows till infinity, and the second option is restricting a cash flows till T20 only.
So fair enough. Basically, what we are saying is that एक के cash flows है up to infinity, the other one is only up to 20 years. Uh, in the second proposal, year 2 onwards, it's only 5 million. In the first proposal, secrecy option, the number is very different, 68 million per annum from year 4, right? These are basically increasing cash flows. Then anything about initial investment that you can say?
yes, sir, significant investment required in secrecy option, whereas the licensing option is much cheaper.
यहाँ पे if you observe, initial capital investment is 95 million. ठीक है, in the first year. 24, 14, 12, 10 and 10 will be every year up to infinity होगा, right?
Yes, sir.
So there is a heavy capital investment here. Capital investment is 2 and then 1 and 1. So capital investment is lesser in this one, right? What else can we say?
The discounting factor.
Discounting factor. Okay, tell me the difference.
Sir,
Uh,
if
Mm-hmm.
Sir, in secrecy option, we have discounted the cash flows by 12%,
Hmm.
whereas in licensing option, we have discounted by 14%. So due to that, it will impact NPV.
Okay, fair enough.
sir,
फर्स्ट ऑप्शन का 12%, सेकंड ऑप्शन का 14%. ठीक है. So discounting factor, see if discounting factor is more, sorry, if the rate of interest is more, naturally your discounting factor is going to be a smaller number. आपका NPV भी कम होगा, right? So when you are framing this part of the answer ना, you should write down particulars secrecy option and दूसरा है licensing option. ठीक है. You can write about duration of, or other duration. And by duration, I don't mean Macaulay's duration. Huh? Don't go in that direction, please. Foreseeable future, basically, till infinity. इधर कितना है? Then inflows generating 68 million after year 4. Then capital $95 million today, or rather or capital investment बोल सकते हैं. I don't want to call it initial investment because this is not just initial, right? 95 million today, reducing there or reducing later. इधर $2 million today, है ना? कितना है?
And decreasing later, 1 million in
1
the
million later, मतलब एंड तक अभी 1 million ही है ना? $1 million later. Discounting factor 12%, 14%. Make sense? दिख रहा है स्लाइड जैसा?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
एकदम कम डेटा रखा है, राइट? Only the data that matters, only the numbers that matter. That's it. Nothing else apart from that. इसके आगे क्या करेंगे?
explaining notes.
We'll have to give
Accompanying notes.
accompanying notes. अब accompanying notes में you are basically trying to uh, explain कि यार इसमें ज्यादा क्यों है, उसमें कम क्यों है. It will require some knowledge of AFM, some knowledge. But even if you don't have it, it's okay. You can still frame your answer and get marks. But one thing is for sure कि it does make sense to know. I'm not saying AFM, FM का knowledge भी चलेगा, but पता होना चाहिए कि okay, if discounting factor is more, then naturally the value is going to be lesser, and if it is up to infinity, so cash flows are basically coming in for a longer duration. If it is only up to 2 years, sorry, or 20 years, then it is coming for a shorter duration. तो naturally आपका NPV कम होगा. तो ये सारा कुछ आपको पता, basically by looking at the data you should be able to comment on that. ठीक है, एक बार देखिए, have a look.
Sir, this last line related to tax implication, it is okay if we skip that part?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है. Now, there's a reason why I often recommend AF SBL as the last paper. Because SBL na in many ways combines your knowledge that you have gained in other papers. Can you not clear SBL without looking at the other papers? The answer is no. You can still very much clear SBL. कोई problem नहीं है उसमें. It's just that if you या फिर आपने skill level करना चाहिए. It's not necessary that you have to do P level. At least skill level if you have done na, or at least if you have knowledge of basic concepts covered at skill level, so then answering these questions becomes easier because you know what is NPV, right? uh, you know what is कॉस्ट, मतलब आपको अगर कोई फिक्स कॉस्ट वेरिएबल कॉस्ट अगर किसी क्वेश्चन में आता है तो यू नो व्हाट दैट मीन्स, सो यू विल बी एबल टू आंसर क्वेश्चंस बेटर. सो थिंक अबाउट इट दैट वे whenever we are talking about whenever we are talking about framing answers in SBL, prior knowledge of the skill level papers can help. If not, still you can clear the paper. That's not a problem. Now, in task 2A that we did today, tell me how many times did we go back to the pre-scene and how many times did we open specific topics in the study text or study hub to be able to answer that question? कितनी बार किया हमने ये?
एक भी बार नहीं सर.
Not even once. And it's not as if मैंने I held your hand or something कि नहीं नहीं मत खोलना खोल. You didn't feel the need to do it because everything that you needed was right there in front of you, na? So the point is कि now you see how less important is the pre-scene material. So if you have that knowledge and in spite of that, you are looking at 10 different pre-scene analysis, don't you think you are doing a great disservice to yourself by doing that? अब
Yes sir.
जितना
Yes.
ज्यादा प्री सीन को देखते रहोगे, सी एक प्री सीन हम साथ में करेंगे, वील डू वन प्री सीन टुगेदर, बट मेरा प्री सीन भी एक ही बार देखना, ज्यादा बार मत देखना. इट डजंट मेक सेंस. डू इट वंस एंड जस्ट दैट्स ऑल दैट दे एक्सपेक्ट आउट ऑफ यू और अदर आई एक्सपेक्ट आउट ऑफ यू, बिकॉज इट्स नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. प्री सीन का इंपॉर्टेंस इन द ग्रैंड स्कीम ऑफ थिंग्स इज प्रिटी लेस. लेट मी शो यू समथिंग ऑन द ACCA प्रैक्टिस प्लेटफॉर्म. इसको देखो. यू सी द प्रैक्टिस प्लेटफॉर्म.
Yes sir.
Yes.
यहाँ पे देखो, टास्क दिया है, ठीक है, 20 मार्क्स. एंड वर्ड प्रोसेसर, स्प्रेडशीट in case you need to do certain calculations, and slides. So यहाँ पे slide है, speaker notes for slide 1, slide 2, and then speaker notes for slide 2. They will always ask you to make only 2 slides, not more. So that format is also fixed. Today we understood how to make a slide, how much data to put in a slide, and what to avoid when you are making the slide, and then what data should ultimately go in the accompanying notes. टुमारो वी हैव, मैंने ओरिजिनल प्लान में सैटरडे नहीं रखा था, बट बिकॉज वी मिस्ड आउट ऑन वन सेशन ऑन वेंसडे. वील की वेंसडे या थर्सडे का, वेंसडे को वी मिस्ड आउट ऑन अ सेशन. सो वील हैव अ क्लास टुमारो वेयर वील बी, it will be a shorter class, 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. In that we'll discuss the remaining tasks, and then of course we will plan what to do next. Are you with me?
Yes sir. And
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
sir, one thing I just want to say, that before all the instruction and all the things that you are guiding us and helping us, the first thing yesterday I saw कि भाई कैसे करेंगे, मतलब इतना सारा, एंड देन वन बाय वन जैसे आपने समझाया कि भाई प्रीसीन मतलब जो मटेरियल सामने है उसको शांति से एनालाइज करके उसमें से ही सब मिलेगा, तो मतलब थोड़ा क्लियर हो गया कि भाई जो पहले थॉट था कि भाई कैसे होगा, तो वो बहुत अभी स्ट्रीमलाइन हो गया, मतलब इसलिए थैंक यू.
और मोस्ट वेलकम. और स्ट्रीमलाइन करेंगे इसको. सी बिकॉज इस क्वेश्चन में तो आई एम लीविंग इट ऑल टू यू, आई एम कीपिंग इट वेरी ओपन. यहां से डेटा लो, वहां से डेटा लो. नेक्स्ट टास्क नहीं, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन व्हेन वी डू, तो और धीरे धीरे आपको क्लैरिटी आएगा कि कैसा. सी देयर आर all these frills attached to a question and your thoughts, वो सबको हटाना है and focus only on the data at hand. The moment you go overboard, जब आपने मन का लिखना शुरू कर दिया, you will lose marks. You bring in your knowledge that you have as a human being also in these answers, you will lose marks. All you have to do is keep on referring to the exhibit, mention that fact everywhere कि यार ये मैंने this is the cost, this is the value, blah blah blah, whatever it is, and then frame your answer. ठीक है? Yes, Tahir, बोलिए.
Sir, I wanted your advice while you are making us solve this entire 100 marker question. So, what can we do additionally for the entire day apart from attending these live lectures which you are conducting? So, what can we do additionally for the sake of our preparation?
कल से I'll send you some tasks on the group, just finish those. ठीक है?
Okay, sir.
ठीक है, चलो.
Okay.
Thank you so much and have a good day. Bye.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Good
Thank
night.
you.
Good
Bye.
day.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.